The Adventures of Aratok the Space Fighter 5, Encounter with the Demon. By Ryan Baker. The date is August 14, 2002. The location is the Uraxia Galaxy. 3 days have passed since Aratok Swifttail, the space fighter, had encountered the cyborg zombie. That was certainly interesting, said Aratok. Aratok was referring to his recent adventure. At that moment, he gets a transmission. It is from Kravet Leadmane, a dwarf miner. Aratok? Are you there? Asked Kravet. Yes, said Aratok, I hear you loud and clear. Finally, said Kravet. What can I do for you? Asked Aratok. I had recently found some strange findings at the mine over on the edge of the town of Silver Gulch, said Kravet. Silver Gulch, said Aratok, that's over in the Uraxia Kingdom? Yes, said Kravet. This is rather interesting, said Aratok, I shall be there as soon as possible. Understood, said Kravet. At that moment, Aratok thinks of something. Just what is the mine called? Asked Aratok. It is the Drayster Chasms, said Kravet. This is great, said Aratok, I'll be there shortly. Understood, said Kravet. At that moment, Kravet proceeds to end the transmission. This should be interesting, Aratok said to himself. At that moment, Aratok pilots the space fighter. He accesses the sensors. Where's the nearest portal to Octiviox? Aratok said to himself. At that moment, Aratok notices a blip on the sensors. There it is, said Aratok. At that moment, Aratok proceeds to head to the location of the portal. He sees the portal. There it is, said Aratok. Aratok proceeds to enter the portal. He soon enters the dimension of Octiviox. So, said Aratok, I'm finally here. At that moment, Aratok checks his sensors. He soon finds the location of Drayster Chasms. There it is, said Aratok. At that moment, Aratok proceeds to head towards the location of Drayster Chasms. Moments later, he arrives at the location. He proceeds to transform the space fighter into dune buggy mode. He lands on the patch of land near the mines. Aratok proceeds to exit the space fighter. Kravet should be here, said Aratok. He looks around the area. He sees Kravet. There you are, said Aratok. I'm glad you could come, said Kravet. Where's this thing you mentioned? Asked Aratok. It's in here, said Kravet. At that moment, Kravet proceeds to lead Aratok into the mines. They have no idea that Bergaros, a demon, is in the area. She had just arrived in the area. Soon, said Bergaros, Master Drogron's plans shall be completed. Bergaros was referring to Drogron, Lord of Destruction. Bergaros approaches the area. All the while, Kravet was leading Aratok into the mines. What is this item you found? Asked Aratok. Do you remember Dr. Julius Crantus? Said Kravet. Yes, said Aratok, he's a time-traveling mad scientist. At that moment, Aratok thinks of something. What does that have to do with the findings? Asked Aratok. I suspect that it may have to do with the guy, said Kravet. I found a small hideout here. Oh, said Aratok, I get it now. Yes, said Kravet. Moments later, they arrive at the location of the findings. There it is, said Kravet. Kravet shows the place. I see it now, said Aratok. I have a feeling that you will find what you're looking for in here, said Kravet. That's right, said Aratok, I suspect that he may have done some work on his plans. His plans, said Kravet. Yes, said Aratok, he was working on a plan on creating an experimental, deep space battleship. You must be kidding, right? Said Kravet. I'm not, said Aratok. At that moment, the pair start searching the place. They don't realize that Bergaros is getting closer. Soon, said Bergaros, my mission shall be complete. Aratok soon finds a data disk. It is labeled Secret Project. This is great, said Aratok. What is it? Asked Kravet. I found a data disk, said Aratok. I suspect it involves info regarding the project. That's great, said Kravet. At that moment, the pair start looking around the area. They attempt to find a computer. They find that there were damaged computers. This is just great, said Aratok. It looks like the place was intentionally damaged to keep anyone from getting any data on the hard drives, said Kravet. There's just the data disk, said Aratok. Yes, said Kravet. At that moment, they hear footsteps. This isn't good, said Kravet. Yes, said Aratok. They proceed to hide. They proceed to wait. Moments pass, and Bergaros arrives in the same location. I'm finally here, said Bergaros. She looks around the area. She doesn't find the data disk. This isn't good, Bergaros said to herself. Aratok and Kravet attempt to sneak out. Kravet accidentally bumps against the table. It alerts Bergaros to their location. Oh great, said Kravet, she's onto us. Let's get out of here, said Aratok. At that moment, the pair start rushing out of the area. Bergaros gives chase after them. Moments later, they soon arrive at the entrance of the mines. Finally, said Aratok, we're here. Yes, said Kravet. They see the dune buggy. Let's get out of here, said Kravet. The pair attempt to approach the dune buggy. They are stopped by Bergaros. Not so fast, said Bergaros, where is the data disk? You won't get the data disk, said Aratok. Fine, said Bergaros, have it your way. She takes out her chainsaw. She charges at Aratok. She is stopped by Kravet. Get to the dune buggy, said Kravet, I'll hold her off. But you'll die, said Aratok. That's a chance I'm willing to take, said Kravet. Understood, said Aratok. At that moment, Aratok rushes over to the dune buggy. All the while, Kravet and Bergaros were fighting. Aratok gets to the dune buggy. He places the data disk into the dune buggy. He turns around. He sees that Bergaros is slowly winning the fight. I have to do something about this, Aratok said to himself. At that moment, he grabs his custom anti-armor railgun. He loads some ammo into the railgun. He aims the railgun at Bergaros. He fires several shots at Bergaros. Bergaros dies from the wounds. My master shall hear about this. Bergaros groans. That was easy, said Aratok. Thanks for the help, said Kravet. You're welcome, said Aratok. Let's get out of here before others come, said Kravet. Good idea, sighed Aratok. At that moment, the pair climb into the dune buggy. They soon leave the area together. They don't realize that Zraglox, at Imp, was in the area. He had seen the events. Master Drogron should know about this, said Zraglox. At that moment, Zraglox leaves the area. He soon heads over to the dimension of Demontaire. He soon heads to the Barnacton Citadel. Barnacton Citadel is the home of Drogron, Lord of Destruction. He soon enters the place. He meets with Drogron. He informs him about the situation. This is rather interesting, said Drogron. At that moment, Drogron starts making plans. They have no idea what will happen next. The end.
Hey there, fantasy and science fiction fan lovers. If you can't get enough of mystical realms, futuristic worlds, and thrilling adventures, then you come to the right place. By subscribing to Fantasy and Science Fiction at Story, you gain access to an amazing collection of stories that will transport you to realms beyond your imagination. By hitting that subscribe button, you'll never miss out on the latest tales of wizards, time travels, space exploration, and so much more. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the best in fantasy and science fiction storytelling, and we're always adding new and exciting content for you to enjoy. But that's not all. By subscribing, you'll be also becoming part of our incredible community of fellow fantasy and sci-fi enthusiasts. You'll be first to know about the latest content for the channel that you won't find anywhere else. So what are you waiting for? Join us on this epic journey into the unknown by subscribing to Fantasy and Science Fiction at Story Nori. Today, your next thrilling adventure awaits. Hit that subscribe button and let the storytelling begin. Thank you for being part of our amazing community. We can't wait to share even more incredible stories with you.